It was 3 a.m. when Elijah sat alone in his dark apartment, staring at the scattered bills on the kitchen table. Silence pressed him like a weight on his chest. He had lost his job 3 months ago. His savings were gone, friends had drifted away, and his family had stopped calling, exhausted from hearing the same broken promises. Asterisk, I'll get back on my feet soon. Asterisk, but soon never came. Elijah had once been a top-performing sales executive, confident, sharp, unstoppable. Now, he couldn't even get a call back for a warehouse job. The mirror showed a man he didn't recognize. Tired eyes, sunken cheeks, a shadow of who he used to be. Every day felt like drowning in slow motion. That night, overwhelmed by failure, he whispered into the darkness, asterisk, is this all that's left of me? Asterisk, just a year before, Elijah had everything. A good job, a penthouse apartment, and a future that seemed carved from stone. But what he didn't realize was that his foundation was built on sand, ego, pride, and the belief that success would last forever. Then came the crash. It started with a layoff during a company restructure. Then came the breakup with his longtime girlfriend, Mia, who couldn't handle his emotional withdrawal. Depression followed silently, disguised as isolation. He pushed people away. He lied to himself. And the deeper he sank, the harder it became to reach for a lifeline. One morning, while digging through a pile of unpaid bills, Elijah came across a handwritten note from his younger brother, Noah. It read, "No matter how far you fall, I believe in the person you used to be. And more than that, I believe in the person you could still become." Elijah broke down in tears. That message didn't fix his life, but it did something more important. It reminded him he still mattered. That tiny spark of hope cracked the wall of self-pity that built up around his heart. That night, Elijah made a decision. Asterisk, I don't know how, but I'm coming back. Asterisk, Elijah started small. He created a daily routine. Wake up, shower, journal for 15 minutes. He applied to 3 jobs every morning, even when the rejections came fast. He volunteered once a week at a local food bank, where he met others who were struggling too. And for the first time in months, he opened up at the food bank. He met Angela, a former teacher who had lost everything in a house fire. Yet, she smiled with such warmth. Her resilience was contagious. She told Elijah something he would never forget. Rock bottom isn't the end. Sometimes it's the foundation we need. He clung to those words. With a recommendation from Angela, Elijah landed a job at a small startup. Nothing glamorous, but it was something. He was sweeping floors and taking inventory, but he showed up every day with purpose. He devoured self-help books, reconnected with his brother Noah, and even reached out to Mia to apologize, not to win her back, but to heal old wounds. Slowly, his confidence returned. The startup's founder, Marcus, noticed Elijah's work ethic and promoted him to a sales trainee. It wasn't long before he started closing deals again, one after the other. He began mentoring new hires, sharing his story to inspire others. 1 year after hitting rock bottom, Elijah stood on a stage at a local business event, telling his story to a crowd of 200. I used to think rock bottom was the end of me, but the truth is, it introduced me to the real me, the one who's not defined by success, but by resilience. Tears streamed down the faces of people in the audience, not because Elijah had succeeded, but because he had survived, and he was real. His comeback wasn't about money or titles. It was about reclaiming the belief that life still had something in store for him. 2 years later, Elijah started his own business, Asterisk Phoenix Rise Coaching Asterisk, a company dedicated to helping people turn their setbacks into comebacks. His clients range from students to CEOs. But no matter their background, the message was the same. Asterisk, greatness isn't born in comfort. It's forged in the fire of failure. Asterisk, he didn't become great in the traditional sense. He didn't buy a Lamborghini or appear on magazine covers. But he built something far more lasting. Purpose, humility, and the ability to lift others from the same pit he had once fallen into. You may not be Elijah, but maybe right now you feel like you're at your lowest. Maybe you've lost something, your job, your confidence, your direction. Maybe the world looks dark and the road ahead unclear. But let this story remind you, rock bottom is not the end. It's the beginning. No comeback happens overnight. But if you take one small step today, just one, you've already started the journey. The truth is, we all fall. What defines us is what we choose to do next. So take a deep breath. Stand up, even if you feel weak. Start small. Ask for help. Believe in your own healing. Because greatness isn't reserved for the perfect. It's waiting for the resilient. Your comeback starts now.